So, what if I told you there's a playbook? A set of simple, powerful rules that could not only improve your daily life, but could actually add decades to it? What if the secret to a longer, healthier life wasn't some big secret at all, but just a series of choices we can all start making, like right now? Let's dive in and uncover this playbook together. 24. I'm just going to let that sit there for a second. It's just a number, right? But what if this number represented something truly profound, something genuinely life-changing? What if this was the number of extra years you could add to your life? Well, that's exactly what it is, a groundbreaking study. And I mean huge. We're talking over 700,000 veterans found that men who adopted 8 specific healthy habits by the time they hit 40 could expect to live an average of 24 years longer. And for women, the number is just as incredible, 23 extra years. Seriously, this isn't science fiction. It's the real result of tangible, everyday actions. Okay, so what is this 24-year promise actually built on? I know, it sounds almost too good to be true, but the evidence is seriously compelling. So let's break down the habits that make this incredible longevity possible. Here they are, the 8 pillars of longevity right from that study. As you can see, they cover pretty much everything, from diet and exercise to stress and our social lives. Now, I get it. 8 habits can seem like a lot to take on. So to make it way simpler, we've grouped them into 4 really actionable pillars. Fuel your engine, move and rest, calm your mind, and build your world. Let's start with the most fundamental pillar of all, fuel your engine. I mean, it makes sense, right? You can't build a long, healthy life on an empty tank, or for that matter, with the wrong kind of fuel. This is all about what you eat and what you drink. Looking at guidelines from the World Health Organization and the German Nutrition Society, the rules are actually surprisingly simple. You've probably heard this one: aim for 5 a day. That's at least 3 portions of veggies and 2 of fruit. Choose whole grains over the refined white stuff. And yeah, watch your salt and sugar and maybe ease up on the meat intake. At the end of the day, it's really all about balance and just prioritizing more of those amazing plant-based foods. Now, let's talk about fats for a second. The WHO suggests they should make up less than 30% of your daily energy. But here's the kicker: the type of fat is absolutely critical. The breakdown's pretty clear. Saturated fats need to be under 10%, and trans fats, the kind you find in a lot of baked and fried foods, should be almost completely gone from your diet. We're talking less than 1%. And really, this picture just says it all. After all the numbers and percentages, it just comes down to this: building your meals around whole, nutrient-dense, plant-based foods. Think fruits, vegetables, nuts, and whole grains. That's the foundation. And we absolutely cannot forget hydration. It's basically the oil in your engine. Aiming for about 1.5 liters of water or other calorie-free drinks each day, that's what keeps your joints lubricated, your mind clear, and your body just humming along at its best. Okay, let's move on to our second pillar: move and rest. This is all about the essential rhythm of life, right? It's that beautiful balance between expending energy through activity and then restoring it all through quality sleep. And you really can't have one without the other. So why move? Well, the benefits are just staggering. Regular exercise isn't just about your physical health, like keeping your heart strong and your bones dense. It is an incredibly powerful tool for your mind. It releases those famous feel-good endorphins that just totally boost your mood, and it even helps you sleep better at night. It's a fantastic positive feedback loop. And speaking of sleep, the target is pretty clear. For most adults, 7 to 8 hours a night seems to be the sweet spot. But, and this is important, it's not just about the hours you're in bed, it's really about the quality of that rest.
So here's how to get that quality rest. On the to-do list, consistency is king, so try to stick to a schedule. Create a calm, dark, and cool environment. Then on the to-avoid list, caffeine and alcohol before bed are kind of the obvious culprits, right? But so are big meals, and yes, we all do it, scrolling on your phone in bed. Just simple changes that can make a massive difference.
This brings us perfectly to our third pillar, which is all about our inner world: calm your mind. In that big longevity study, stress management was a key factor, and for a really good reason. A healthy body absolutely needs a healthy mind. The UK's National Health Service has outlined these 5 evidence-based steps to improve mental well-being. And notice how they kind of overlapped with our other pillars? Connecting with others, being active, it's all linked. Learning new skills builds our confidence, giving to others creates a sense of purpose, and just paying attention or being mindful, it grounds us. As an amazing example of mindfulness, just look at the Japanese tradition of ikebana. It's so much more than just arranging flowers. It's a full-on meditative practice. It's all about finding beauty and balance in the present moment, which is a perfect way to reduce stress and center your thoughts. And sometimes the most powerful stress management technique is simply how you talk to yourself. This quote is such a great reminder of the power of self-compassion. Instead of being your own worst critic, what if you tried being your own best supporter? It's a simple shift, but it can change everything. And that brings us to our final pillar, build your world. This one is all about recognizing that our health isn't created in a vacuum. It's shaped by our connections, our communities, and our environment. Positive social relationships were one of those core 8 habits for a reason. Strong connections build a sense of belonging and provide that critical emotional support we all need. In fact, that same study found that a lack of positive relationships was linked to a 5% increased risk of death. We're social creatures, plain and simple. We need each other to thrive. Building your world also means connecting with the world around you. Take the Norwegian concept of friluftslife. I love this. It means open-air living. It's this idea that spending time in nature is just essential for our well-being. A walk in the park, a hike in the woods, it can lower stress, boost your mood, and even strengthen your immune system. And building your world also involves contributing to it. Acts of giving, whether it's volunteering your time or just a small act of kindness for a neighbor, they don't just help others. They create positive feelings and a powerful sense of purpose and self-worth inside us. So after all of this, here is probably the most important takeaway. The message from all the research is crystal clear. The sooner you start building these habits, the greater the benefit will be. But, and this is so crucial, it is never too late. Making even small, positive changes in your 40s, 50s, or even your 60s can still add healthy, meaningful years to your life. So that leaves us with one final, very personal question. Looking at these 4 pillars, fuel, move and rest, calm, and build, what is one small step you can take today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because the journey to a longer, healthier life, it doesn't start with some giant leap. It starts with a single step.